Welcome to Reading RS. We like reading interesting Reddit stories out loud for your entertainment. Please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe.
Story 1. My boyfriend was cheating on me with his coworker, and I had no idea. I was with my boyfriend for 3 years, living together for the past year. Our relationship was wonderful, we had fun, and had only 2 real fights the first 2 years. Then he met a new female coworker fall 2019 and things changed. They met on a business trip down in Vegas, and when he came back home he said he was unhappy with our sex life. This caught me off guard, because he had never mentioned it in 3 years before. During spring of 2020 he started having sex with this coworker, and I had no idea. He asked me to move in with him last summer, after the cheating started. When I moved in I realized this girl was over all the time. They would work from home together from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and she would hang out until 10 p.m. several days a week. I found it strange, and expressed some concern, to which I was told, "But you like her, what's the problem?" The issue was I'd be gone 10 hours a day studying at clinic for graduate school. I was also studying close to 5 hours a day for my first boards exam. On top of that, my father had a stroke 1 week after I moved in, which led me to spend most of my weekends at his house, helping take care of him. By April, I was done with my first boards exam and had more free time at home. This is when I got suspicious he was cheating due to comments this girl would make, such as, "I'm jealous you get so much time with him." Additionally, my boyfriend and I had talked about getting engaged, to which she said people break up when they live together all the time. There were other behaviors I noticed, and I started to sit my boyfriend down and have direct conversations. I'd ask, "Are you cheating on me with her? Are you unhappy? Do you want to break up?" To which he would always say no, he loved me, would never cheat, and wanted to be with me. We had close to 6 or 7 conversations over our last 4 months together. During these conversations he denied cheating and stated he was happy with me and said nothing was going on with this girl. He would also say I made a big deal out of everything, good luck finding someone else to date me, or that I was controlling, and the nature of his friendship with this girl would never change. Usually these conversations would end with me crying and apologizing to him for something unrelated to the topic. Long story short, we started having fight after fight over this girl, and I finally went through his phone after months. I found pictures and videos of them having sex in our apartment, and text messages saying he didn't love me and loved her. I told him I went through his phone, told him what I found, and he had nothing to say to me. He refused to talk for close to 40 minutes, so I took some of my things and went to work. Later that day when I came home, we broke up, and I told my dad what happened and that I needed somewhere to go. During this time frame I texted his coworker to tell him I knew and to leave us alone for the time being. She continually messaged and called him and threatened to come over while I was packing my things. I ended up having to message her on his work team's account to tell her to please leave us alone while I was packing. I'm shocked my boyfriend did this to me for a year and a half. I was hurt by the situation because this female coworker befriended me. She would text me, message me, I made her dinner several times when she was over, watched movies with her, and hung out with her, and the whole time she was having sex with my boyfriend in my apartment. She herself had a boyfriend the entire time, who she broke up with in April to be with my boyfriend. My boyfriend told me the reason was that I didn't put out enough. This was strange to me, because our sex life dwindled after my dad had the stroke, as I was very stressed out and not sleeping well. However, he started cheating 5 months before that even happened. And on top of that, we were still having sex while he was sleeping with her. He told me he didn't want to leave me. He said he never had a plan on what to do with the 2 of us, and I'm so heartbroken. I moved back in with my family a month ago, days after we broke up, and I'm really struggling to adjust. I wake up from anxiety attacks. I can barely eat, barely sleep, I'm losing weight, and I feel worthless. I really love him, and when he said he wanted to marry me I believed him. I'm completely shocked right now and really struggling to get through a day without breaking down crying. I can't believe this happened. The worst part is I lost my mom a few years ago, and my boyfriend took screenshots of our conversations about me missing my mom having a bad day and sent them to this girl. And this girl would say that I'm a BH and take up too much of his time. I felt like it was all a sick joke to them. On top of that, he told her very personal things about me and violated all of my trust. I'm sick to my stomach over all of this, and I'm in complete disbelief that someone I thought loved me could do this to me for so long instead of breaking up with me. I feel lost, abandoned, and completely shattered. Story 2. My husband accused me of cheating. Let me paint the picture. My husband and I have been together for 19 years. He was my very first boyfriend at 18 years old, and we lost our virginity to each other. We were inseparable, and a model of love and a healthy relationship to our friends. About 5 years ago, I gave birth to our son after years of infertility. It was truly a miracle. This is when things got difficult. My husband was now the breadwinner as I began my new role as a mom. When my son was a year old, I experienced a miscarriage. This was right after I stopped breastfeeding, and my hormones were a wreck, and depression were really sinking in. My husband felt I was pulling away from him and started investigating. For the next 3 years, he accused me of cheating on him with all our guy friends. Then he thought I had a boyfriend. His thoughts morphed into thinking I was a prostitute, entertaining men during nap time. He set up hidden cameras and recording devices around the house to catch me. I felt so much pity for my husband. I encouraged him to go to therapy, because his ability to thinking rationally seemed compromised. We tried couples counseling, but the accusations continued. The emotional abuse continued. Intimacy was strained, because he was looking at me like a slut, but felt like I had to please him to help him feel better. Last year I listened to my gut, and I did not sleep with him for about a month. My depression was at its worst, and I was starting 𝗕𝗵𝗲. At a small get-together with friends, my husband went on a walk with my best friend, the wife of his best friend. They have an open relationship, and it was overheard that she was telling my husband that humans are not meant to be monogamous. I noticed her touching his knee too comfortably, and I felt like vomiting. They planned a game night, and my husband planned to spend the night. Since the game was so long and boring, I wasn't invited. I am not stupid. My husband was too excited about this night and had really been looking forward to it. Right before he left, I asked him not to sleep with her. He seemed shocked and flabbergasted that I would even mention something so wild. I told him, if I didn't say it, I would regret it later. Even while I was showing apprehension, he still left. He returned the next day, and after being awkward for hours, he finally told me what happened. This almost 40-year-old tells me he hooked up with her. Using such casual language, when up to this point, we had only ever had sex with each other. I have since moved out, but he is determined to win me back. I am not sure I could endure more of this toxic relationship. The next chapter is very scary. I have never dated another person in my life, but even being alone has to be better than this kind of emotional abuse. My parents want me to work it out with him. My friends are supportive of me, and happy I finally left. Healing can be lonely and scary, but I'm hoping for a better future for me and my son.
If you want to hear more Reddit stories, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.